Since my last video, I have been writing this script to explain myself better about why I think this game needs some changes, and why I think Game Passes are in fact not a good or healthy addition to the game. I would like to start by saying that Game Passes aren't the problem of Roblox games, it's the prices of said Game Passes for what they do for you in-game. Some of these Game Passes are only cosmetics, and others are game-changing. The fairity of prices and the overall Game Pass system is flawed, and always has been on the Roblox platform. Today, I'll be going into the history of Game Passes, the details about each one, how I would change them, and what prices I think would be fair for it, considering what its benefits and what its impact would be on the game itself. Let's get started. Starting off with the history of the Game Passes only started coming around on Roblox not that long ago. Starting in 2012, Roblox moved from an archaic t-shirt VIP Game Passes that we used long ago, to the Game Passes we know today. A quick history of Game Passes and its predecessor is as follows. Passes, formerly known and most commonly known as Game Passes, are items that users can buy directly from an experiences page, and if the developer of the experience prompts a visitor to buy one. Passes are used similarly to the early era VIP classic t-shirts in that they are used to grant special features and item in the experience they are marketed for. Plus, because they are linked to the experiences page itself, the risk of scamming are minimized, which is why passes have long since replaced VIP t-shirts. Unlike VIP t-shirts, passes allow users, even those without premium, to offer exclusive in-experience features without requiring the users who purchased it to wear a specific t-shirt. In addition, as an anti-fraud measure, revenue generated from passes is temporarily withheld from the creator, making a pass initially cost a 100 Robux fee. This fee has since been removed, and making a Game Pass is now free. Now, this is a huge problem for a multitude of reasons, and could not be a problem at the same time. Without the fee of 100 Robux for each Game Pass, it could lead to other creators who will abuse the system of Game Passes, and make their game essentially unplayable if they wanted to. This is why I think the Game Passes and Project Slayers need a drastic change. Speaking of, let's go over each Game Pass individually and talk about their flaws, benefits, and their prices. Sealed box, 5,000 Robux. Carry your friends in a Nezuko box, they will receive the same amount of money, XP, and mastery as you. Now, there are a lot of things wrong with this Game Pass specifically. This is by far one of the most game-breaking Game Passes because of how easily abusable it is. Players can create multiple alt accounts and farm them up to max level everything. They can run bot scripts to max out accounts and sell them on a subreddit that the developers don't even own. It's a one-time payment for a massive gain to income on the botter's part. I personally don't think this Game Pass should exist at all. Private servers, 900 Robux. Allows you to create a private server, a server that only you and people you choose can join. Private servers should not be this expensive. There are plenty of really good games that have private servers as a Game Pass, and they're not anywhere close to being this expensive for a farming game. Speaking of farming games, a game on Roblox named A Universal Time is a perfect example of what I mean by a balanced Game Pass price. AUT sells their private server Game Pass on a monthly basis, which is a payment of 150 Robux. This is a pretty reasonable price, and you can grind to your heart's content, fight with other players or friends whenever you like. And it works around your budget, even if you're a premium player. It will always fit your financial status. More character slots, 800 Robux. Self-explanatory, gives you 2 extra slots instead of just the 1. Another big problem with this game's Game Passes. Going back to AUT again, they at one point had the same problem. You spend a shitload of Robux just for some extra character slots, but they changed it. Thank God. You can have at max in your inventory, Game Pass regardless, 26 max stands held inside of your inventory. That is good game devs. You don't need a Game Pass for people to enjoy your game more. Players can also just create an alt account like everyone else has done. Looking at you, YBA. Set spawn anywhere, 700 Robux. Again, self-explanatory, allows you to set a spawn point anywhere on the map. I don't have as big of a problem with this Game Pass, but it's still a pretty unfair Game Pass and has its advantages over free-to-play players. I think if you want this Game Pass to be fair, the developers should lower the price of it, and set it to a solid 300 to 400 Robux. Considering you can spawn anywhere on the map with just a click of the button, it's essentially like using teleport scripts, but with extra steps. Crow customization, 600 Robux. Options for different types of birds as companions and customize their accessories. This Game Pass rubs me the wrong way, but it's not the worst. It's a decent Game Pass because you don't have to roll through gacha for a specific crow that you want or specific accessory that you want, like you have to for your character in the game. I think there should be some free-to-play options for players who want to be able to customize themselves, but with the in-game money they've earned through gameplay time. Personally, this Game Pass should be a solid 300 to 400 Robux, or even lower if you'd wanted. Muzan spawn, 600 Robux. Shows you where Muzan spawns during the night. This Game Pass shouldn't exist. It doesn't make sense to make the entire other side of the game be this hard to find out how to get it. Muzan should spawn in a specific place or be a static NPC with his own place like in the anime itself if you want to be lore specific. The fact that you have to go through this rigmarole of finding him in a random place, potentially spawning in a place you would have never thought of, and missed out on your chance of finding him that night. And then on top of that, you have to find blue spider flowers, which could also be randomly spawned and be picked up by anyone, whether or not they're on the quest. It would make it easier and more simpler for newer players who didn't want to be Slayer and instead want to be a demon when they first start out the game. This Game Pass feels as if it's gatekeeping newer players from experiencing the other side of the game. Even if you could find him randomly, it gives an unfair advantage to those who have the money to spend. The next few Game Passes I'm going to list are just cosmetic items, or the ability to skip the spin of their gacha-based system. I don't have a problem with these Game Passes, and honestly I think it's a fine Game Pass. It's not game-changing in the slightest, but it would be nice, as I said with the Crow bundle, if there was a free-to-play option to accessorize yourself more. More facial accessories, 350 Robux. You'll have access to a new bundle of facial accessories. You'll have them regardless of your race. More eyes option, 350 Robux. A new bundle of eyes will be added to your eyes option. You'll have them regardless of your race. Urakodaki's mask, 250 Robux. Just the mask. Emote pack, 200 Robux. Gives you more emotes in-game. Skip spin, 150 Robux. After pressing the spin button, press it again to skip. Total concentration and demon progress viewer, 200 Robux. View your current progression on mastering total concentration as a Slayer or your evolution as a demon. I have a lot of problems with this Game Pass. There should never be a reason why a progression bar should be locked behind a Game Pass when the entire game revolves around progressing. The fact that in this comment I've received in my latest video even talks about exactly what I was saying without me saying it. You can look at your sword, and if the number on your breathing goes up, you've leveled up. Why would you need a Game Pass, like I've said before, if you can already find out what level you are? It makes the entire Game Pass obsolete and doesn't make sense to even have it there in the first place. Disable or enable Slayer Core Uniform, 200 Robux. Gives you the option to turn on and off the top and bottom parts of your uniform, forced on otherwise. This should just be an option regardless. It should never force you to buy a Game Pass just to have your free cosmetics on or off. You shouldn't be forced to wear an outfit just for progressing in the game. Wow, would you look at that? Even more progression being locked behind a Game Pass. Seems like a trend. Gourd Durability Viewer, 50 Robux. See how many more air blows the gourd can take. Speaking of trends, this is another one of those Game Passes that absolutely blow my mind and shouldn't exist. Why would I need to spend 50 Robux for something that breaks on its own? Every gourd you can use, basic math, and common sense, and after counting how many blows it takes before it explodes in your hands, that's how many blows it'll take. Again, another obsolete Game Pass that the developer has decided to just throw in because that's extra revenue. And with all that being said, let's wrap this video up. These are of course all my personal opinions, and I'm happy to hear out what you fine folks have to say about the passes yourself, your opinions, and what you think they should change or keep the same. Thanks for watching, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Peace.
Money!